Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy Hot coming at you with another banger. Thanks for tuning in to Throttle MC. Fast on two wheels. All right, so see the title. You know what it's about. I try to not really talk about this on my channel because I'm trying to keep my channel more about the positive of being retired and everything. But I gotta keep it real. It is so hard to live on SSI disability. Let me keep it a buck with you. Excuse me, I just woke up still a little tired, but it was just weighing on my mind, and I just you know what? I should make a video about this. I should talk about this, It's not all sunshine and roses. So what I mean by that? So, if you're from the States, you already know the amount of money they're giving you, everyone gets different amounts, but it doesn't matter. The amount they give you is not enough to maintain the lifestyle you had before you started receiving that type of money. And the best way to do it is the passport bro shows the way. Go overseas where American money is just worth so much more. And yeah, I got this beautiful house with that money, got a bike and everything, but I'm gonna keep it real, tell you a secret that my eyes are itching me. I don't know why. I think they're too dry. I know, sorry, I didn't want to hear about my eye. But tell you something that the real truth. So back in the States, I was making really good money. Yes, I got paid every 2 weeks, but that check I got every 2 weeks was about 4 times higher than what I make now. That I have to budget for the whole month. So yeah, it's hard. I've been retired for about 3 years, and I'm still not used to trying to budget such little money. And even though it's worth a lot over here, anytime I make a big purchase, like the motorcycle or whatever, and I know some of y'all probably in the comments screaming at me, "Oh, just save." Yo, it's hard, yo. You try to put some money aside. Okay, I'm ready to do this purchase. But things don't always work out that way. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. Like when you're dating or you're married, you have a family, you want to do things, it's kind of hard to keep, putting money aside, all right? Especially when it's a little to work with. I mean, it's a lot over here, but still a little for me, even though everyone look at me over here like, oh, you make so much money. But to me, it's like, if you say so. Did I bring my water bottle with me? I think I'm thirsty. So, yeah. And when I bought my motorcycle, that was my whole check. I had little money left over that I had put aside, but every time I try to save at least half my check, things come up, man. I'm not gonna even put, stuff on blast why I gotta dip into savings and stuff. But they do. Things come up. And that money that I try to save gets little, to the point where it's like, sheesh, what the hell? I was trying to save money. And that brings me to the point where I'm just like, if I keep at this rate, it won't take 2 months to get the bike. It's going to take me 4 months to buy the bike, So, same with the house. I'm like, okay, if I keep dipping into this money, it's going to take a year to get this house, So I just get to the point where I'm just like, I just take the whole check, leave about 10,000 pesos for food for the month, and just get it. Just do it. Get it done. But then I'm in this awkward situation where it's like, okay, so this is the food for the month. All right, okay, if I stay on to this diet of eating this amount of portions every day, then yeah, it should be good. I can last, So it's just hard, And that's why I started the YouTube channel last year. I believe I started last year because I had one before, and it would partner. I was making money from it and everything. But I got locked out of it. We'll go over that later. I got locked out of it, and I wasn't able to go in it. It was a whole big thing. So I had to make a whole new channel. I lost a whole lot of my subscribers on it and everything. So I was like, okay. I was making decent money with YouTube when I was in America. Let me rebuild it from the ground up over here, and that would make a difference. And that's the thing. That's what made me push the button to get the house in the city, because while I'm over here in the countryside in the province, if you don't know, there's a couple conditions you have to go by to become a YouTube partner, okay? And one of them is you have to verify your address. They have to mail you a letter, and once you get the letter, there's gonna be a PIN code in there, and then you put the PIN code into your YouTube studio or whatever, and then boom, your partner, you make money, blah blah blah. But why that's happening, they will put commercials up so you can see you're making money from it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't withdraw any of that money until you verify your address. I don't know what's going on. We have like this website over here called Shopee, which is their version of eBay or Amazon, I guess you could say, or a mixture of both, that we order from a lot. I ordered pretty much everything I got for my baby. Stroller, got the stroller from the mall. The crib, clothes, a whole bunch of clothes from there, and they deliver to the doorstep. But for some reason, a freaking letter from America. 4 months later, nothing, no letter. So I said, that's it. We gotta move to the city because I need to get this letter in order to make this money, because you only get a certain amount of time to put that PIN code in, and then they take the commercials down, and then you just stuck in limbo until you get this stupid PIN code. So, day one of getting this place, I updated my address, and it was like, boom, send that letter. All right. So I Googled how long it takes to get a letter from America. It said anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. I'm like, so basically a month. Okay. So in the meantime, I just gotta, keep putting videos up. But yeah, the best bet, if you living on SSI, is to travel halfway around the world where your money can last longer. And you just gotta budget it, really, really good. You gotta be careful of your spending and stuff. I'm just someone that was irresponsible. I mean, I had like 7 motorcycles, 2-bedroom apartment. It's going out every weekend, with I was part of a motorcycle club, so going out every weekend with the boys and everything, hanging out and stuff. So, I was trying to put money aside. I had almost about $10,000 aside when, I found out I have a heart condition and had to, retire and everything, which is nothing really in America, but over here, yeah, a lot. But, it's hard to break out of that. Yeah, I'm trying to get comfortable. It's hard to break out of that, you see something you want, just buy it, mentality. And it took me, just fixing my shirt. It took me some time, but I got there. When I say some time, I mean like 2 years. But yeah, so it's not that easy. When you make the decision to live halfway around the world, and I keep saying halfway around the world. I'm not pointing out any specific country, because one country might be better than the other for certain people, and it might not be for another. So just pick which one you like. And our money is just going to be worth way more. No matter what you pick, our money's going to be worth way more than it would be back in the States. And you really got to figure out how you're going to live, how you're going to break down that retirement money that you get, because once you leave America, I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was in America, if I needed a favor, man, listen, I had my biker crew was over 4,000 members. they would ride from different states to help me out. You know what I'm saying? My family, blood family, not really close with all of them, but I had a few. You know, that was cool with. You know, if I, needed a help or whatever, they was right there. But once I left America, oh my God, you would think, like, I broke their heart or something. Like, all of a sudden, they don't really carry on conversations with me no more or anything like that. And mind you, I am a vampire at heart, so I'm up mostly at night. So when I'm up at night, that's, if you're in America, that's your daytime. So I still keep in contact with my small circle. But the point is, what I'm trying to drive at is that once you make the decision to live halfway around the world, you're not gonna have that support system that you had when you was in the States. I'm telling you right now, as much as they'll tell you, yeah, we'll always be boys, yeah. Once you travel over there, halfway around the world, you're gonna get I'm telling you, you're gonna get a whole lot of, I didn't believe you was gonna do it. I can't believe you're still there. Is it really that great over there? I was like, what? Google is free, right? YouTube is free. Like, do you think that's CGI in the background of everyone's videos when they telling you how beautiful it is? Look how beautiful this beach is. Look how beautiful the pool is. Look at the beautiful house or condo they're in. I mean, what? Yeah. So, and then so like a situation happened when I first got, not my first one. That's the second time I came to the Philippines, and this was last year sometime, beginning of last year. They had sent a letter to my New York address, but I never got it, saying that because I had got like a final check from my job. It was late, way late, but it was pretty much a combination of all my vacation days. Mine doesn't really bother me. Vacation days and like sick leave, stuff like that, and they just get paid me one time. And for some reason, they thought I went back to work. So I had triple heart surgery. A letter from my doctor saying I can't be stressed out. I can't. They don't recommend I work anymore. The doctor even said they put a lot of expensive equipment in my chest, and any screenless activity or a lot of stress could jeopardize my health and cause me to die. So, with those words, you really think I'm gonna go, screw that doctor, I'm gonna go back to work where I have to argue and fight almost every week. Okay, doctor used the magic words right there, like, time to stop working. But yeah, they thought I did. They cut me off. So, I didn't get no email, or they couldn't call me because I already changed my number, but I didn't get no email or nothing, just a letter. Like, what is this, the 1700s? What do you, like, you couldn't email? What's going on, right? So, once the money stopped, I was like, wait, what's going on? I decided to call them, find out what's going on. And, I basically had to prove to them that I'm not working from halfway around the world. And that took 3 months. Like, they wanted me to see their doctors and a whole bunch of crap. Like, it was crazy. I thought my money was going to be put back on. But the whole time, my wife, she wasn't my wife at the time, was just like, you can just say was engaged. She stayed by my side, even though like some of her she has some like gold digger family members. She cut them all off because it was like, oh, he's a broke foreigner, get rid of him. Nope, she stayed by my side. Ain't nothing changed, man. She never put no stress on me. Full support, cook, clean, everything. You know what I'm saying? And once I got my money put back on, I was like, that's it. I'm officially married you for real. Like you're the one. But and I say this to tell you that when that happened, I was putting that call in to friends and family. Look, I need help to get money for the maybe for the month if you can. Let me get 100. I get you back later. Man, listen, I got like, I can send you $5. I can send you $20. I was like, this is crazy. Like I literally had to like get money from different people, and look, a lot of them didn't. Like, you don't have to pay it back. It's fine. You're in trouble. But it was such little money that I had to build it up. Whereas if I was in America, if I needed $1,000, I'm telling you, it would have been so many wallets open. Here you go, no problem. But because I'm halfway around the world, yeah, that's not like that anymore. So that's what I'm saying. When you move over here, you got to make sure that you plan everything right and stick to your plan. Because once you come here, if you don't have no self-control, you're gonna be out partying all the time. Now, to my defense, okay, because when I was in Thailand, yes, I partied a lot, but I was really trying to hide the pain. What pain, you ask? Okay, so my cat. If you're a cat lover or a dog lover, you should understand. I have my cat from way little, in my hand, bottle fed her and everything for 15 years. And when I found out I had to come over here, I found out she was too old to fly on a plane because it was a 16-hour flight, and they was worried that she would make it. So I had to give her away to who I thought was a good friend, but she turned out to be bad. She kept leaving her door open. My cat kept running out, and it's putting stress on me. And my cat wound up passing away, which made me very sad. On top of that, then my father passed away. Then my mother passed away. It's just, well, my mother passed away actually also in the Philippines, but my father passed away when I was in Thailand. And it was just so stressful. I just kept going to clubs, partying, to, drink away the pain, if you know what I mean. And, I just went through my money really fast. Like the money that I had saved up was just gone. I couldn't handle it, So, yeah, that's tough. Dinner time? Huh? Yes, I'm saying y'all about to cook. Y'all cooking dinner? Oh. So let's wrap this up. All right. So, saying all this to say, write a plan out. Plan out exactly how much you want to pay for rent when you come over here. Airbnb is cool, but as cheap as it looks on Airbnb, when you get here and you look on something like, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, I forgot what it's called. Just put it in Facebook, like whatever part you want to live in. Look for apartments for rent, or a house for rent, or anything like that, or condos for rent. You'll see the whole listing there. Just think of like how much you want to afford. Make sure you find a good area. I recommend a condo or a house like I got with a gated community with security, because you don't want to worry about anything happening to you, someone trying to follow you home or come get you some crap, or hell, you could invite the trouble in. You could meet some girl at a party and she gotta come back to your place and drug you and take everything you got. You know what I'm saying? You want a place where they check them at the gate. You know what I mean? So if a girl do have malicious intent, they're gonna get caught right after. Because the condos or like a gated community like where I'm at, they gotta sign in, they gotta show ID, all that stuff. So if something happens, they're gonna find them in a heartbeat. So you don't have to worry. Versus living by yourself, now no one knows nothing until rent is due, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but you gotta figure out how much you want to spend. Like if you want to, like I'm in the Philippines now, so if you want to spend 10,000 pesos, 20,000 pesos, whatever you want to spend that month that you can, afford and still be, comfortable, make sure you write that down and stick to it. Don't see something that's like way more than what you thought of and was like, I still can afford it. Stick to your plan. This way you'll be good. Write out how much you think you'll spend, on food supplies for yourself for the month. Then you gotta figure out, are you the type that go out and party? Like, do you like to go out and drink, stuff like that? Now you gotta write that in the budget. Don't try to be like, well, I go out every weekend in America, but when I retire, I'm not gonna do it no more. Yeah, it's kind of hard to kick that. So just write in the budget every 2 weeks. Shorten it. But if you have someone, then that's different. You're not going to be going out partying like that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be with that girl. So then In that case, now you gotta write her into the budget. So if it's 10,000 pesos is enough for food for you for the month, now you gotta figure out what extra cost is gonna be to add her on to that budget. You know what I'm saying? And if she's the type that don't want to go out all the time, you gotta put that in the budget. But I recommend you don't get a girl like that. That's why I like girls from the province. They're not about going out all the time. They're not about fancy things, expensive clothes, jewelry, stuff like that. Do not get me wrong. If you buy it and give it to her, she's not gonna say return it. She's gonna make you shouldn't have. Thank you. They're gonna keep it, obviously, yes, but it's not a requirement. Okay. Let's see what else. Yeah. So, I also recommend if you're not with no one to go on Christian Filipina. Is if you're picky like I am, walking around trying to, find your perfect one. It's kind of difficult. You're gonna find beautiful women everywhere, but like me, I like a girl that shares my mindset. Because looks is great, but I need someone that I can vibe with. So if you're looking for that, then it's best, hey, I found my wife on Christian Filipino. That's what I'm saying, And I think it's best that you go there because they have so much options that you can pick from. If you like them thick, you like them small, you like them tall, short, whatever you want, you put in there. And then, they have safety features, admins and stuff like that to make sure they're not scamming you. And if any of them get through that, then hey, just report them, get them out of there. They have their own, within the website, you can video chat. So you don't even have to leave the site to go video chat with them. You know what I'm saying? You can video chat within them. So, if they pass all the tests, you see they're not in the red flags, they're not trying to scam you, blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, you could meet them and go off the site, stuff like that. But I just think that it's cool that, you can do all that within the site. I felt really protected. It took me like 3 days to find my wife. So, I highly recommend it. I know some guys are having a hard time with it. I honestly don't know how. There's a few girls that try to get me, but I guess because I'm from Brooklyn, I don't know. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I can spot a girl that's trying to use me or play me, I don't know, but I still recommend it. I'm a success story. It's still going on strong, you know what I'm saying? So I hope this information helps you out a lot. And, if you living better than me and well, I should say making more money than me in your country, you was like, hey, you know what? I want to donate. Here's my PayPal. There's also a link in the description. Hey, I take donations. I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if it's $10. Hell, it could be $1. I'm telling you right now, that money will be put to good use. Okay. And if you want to hit Christian Filipino, also the link to that is in the description right under this video. And just be picky. Be picky about it. Write your list of the type of girl you like, what you require from her. And Christian Filipina is not just for Christians. There's Christians, there's Catholics, there's Muslims. There's a lot of different religions on there. It's just called Christian Filipina. It's just called that, but there's a whole bunch of other girls in the religion. I recommend girls from the province, but just be careful they're not in the red zone of the province. That's the really, really, really bad part where the Philippines says don't go there. Something will happen to you if you go there, so don't go there, Hell, I recommend if you do find the one in the province, have them meet you out of the province first, and parlay with them, see how they are in person. Then, if you feel comfortable, sure, go to the province or whatever. Yes, I know. For those of you who've been following my channel, I went to the province to meet my wife. Don't do as I do as I say, because I'm crazy, okay? I feel like, I can't be beaten. I wasn't worried about getting jumped or anything like that, because I can handle myself. I have a nose for trouble, I don't know, man. It worked out for me, but don't do what I did. do as I say. Keep yourself safe, all right? And with that, Please like the video if you didn't already. Subscribe if you didn't already. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for being a subscriber. And click that bell icon so you know the next time I upload a video, you don't miss it. And share. I know I keep saying and. I just realized that. Alrighty then. Hot